Right now, in a burning building, someone's life depends on a red metal cylinder, but almost nobody knows how it's made. Inside that cylinder is a chemical cocktail engineered to survive extreme pressure, extreme heat, and years of neglect in a closet. Today, we're going inside the factory floor most people will never see, where raw minerals become life-saving machines. By the end of this journey, you'll never look at a fire extinguisher the same way again. Let's begin at the beginning. It starts with iron, or pulled from mines in Australia, Brazil, and China, the world's three biggest steel suppliers. That ore is smelted into steel sheets, roughly 99% pure, then shipped thousands of miles to extinguisher factories. But the real secret ingredient isn't steel. It's monoammonium phosphate, a fine yellow powder that actually stops the fire. This powder is mined from phosphate rock in Morocco, which alone holds over 70% of the planet's known reserves. 1 kilogram of this refined powder can cost a factory nearly $3, multiplied across millions of units worldwide. Meanwhile, nitrogen gas, the pressurizing force inside every extinguisher, is extracted from the very air we breathe. Every raw material travels an average of 6,000 kilometers before it ever reaches the factory floor. Here's why that matters. Because every mile adds cost, carbon emissions, and risk, and one delayed shipment can stall an entire production line. And once all these raw materials finally arrive together, steel, powder, and gas, the real transformation is about to begin. It begins with a flat steel sheet, cold rolled to a precise 1.2 millimeter thickness. Thin enough to shape, strong enough to survive. A hydraulic press then stamps that flat sheet into a cylindrical shell at 400 bar of crushing pressure. The shell spins at 1200 RPM while robotic arms trim the edges with lasers accurate to 50 microns. Two halves are welded together at 1800 degrees Celsius, fusing seamlessly in under 4 seconds per seam. Every single shell is then submerged in a water bath and pressure tested to over 30 bar, nearly triple normal use. If a shell shows even the tiniest leak, it's pulled from the line instantly. No exceptions, no second chances. Next, the shell enters a powder coating booth, sprayed at 80 psi with electrostatically charged red paint. It's baked in a curing oven at 200 degrees Celsius for exactly 20 minutes, hardening into that signature glossy red. Now here's the moment that decides whether this extinguisher actually saves a life, filling it with the powder itself. A calibrated nozzle measures exactly 1 kilogram, accurate to within 2 grams, too little, and it simply won't work. Then comes the most dangerous step of all, injecting pressurized nitrogen gas at exactly 15 bar in under 2 seconds. One tiny miscalculation here, and the cylinder becomes a bomb instead of a lifesaver. That's why what happens next matters so much. That's why every single filled cylinder now passes through an AI-powered vision system scanning for defects humans would miss. The system detects surface flaws down to 15 microns, smaller than a strand of human hair. Roughly 2% of units get rejected at this stage, a number engineers have spent decades trying to shrink. Robotic arms handle the heavy lifting, but one task still belongs entirely to human hands: the final valve calibration. No machine has yet matched the feel a 20-year veteran has for exactly how tight that valve should be. Each finished extinguisher then faces a battery of torture tests, drop tests, vibration tests, and extreme temperature cycling. It's cycled from -30 to +60 degrees Celsius, simulating a decade of storage in 72 hours. Only after passing ISO 9001 and EN 3 certification standards is a unit legally allowed to carry its safety label. But even after all of this, one final test remains, the one that decides if this unit ever leaves the factory at all. Globally, factories produce over 60 million fire extinguishers every single year. That's more than one every second. That's a global industry worth more than $4 billion, and it keeps climbing every year. China leads global production at nearly 40%, followed by the United States, Germany, India, and South Korea. Over 200,000 people work in this industry worldwide: welders, chemists, engineers, and quality inspectors. The modern extinguisher traces back to 1818, when Captain George Manby invented the first portable pressurized version. In the last 50 years, weight has dropped by 40%, while suppression power has more than doubled. Did you know one properly maintained extinguisher can remain fully functional and pressurized for up to 15 years? And did you know the powder inside can smother a fire in under 10 seconds by literally blocking oxygen at the molecular level? By 2035, experts project global demand will rise another 30% as cities and factories expand worldwide. The next time you hold one of these in your hands, remember, it didn't just appear. It was born from the earth, shaped by fire, perfected by technology, and approved by the strictest standards in the world. That's not just a product. That's a masterpiece of human engineering. If you want to go deeper into the hidden world of manufacturing, tell us in the comments what product you'd like to explore next. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you inside the next factory.